All right, welcome back. So today we're going to give you a full garage gym tour. My husband Chris, I'm Martha. We're also known as Venturesome Couple. This is our Venturesome Fitness channel.
This is all about us regaining our health and making sure that we live a long, happy life. And one of the ways we do that, fitness. And I'm not talking about fitting a taco in my mouth, but because I'm about that life too. It's on the wall if you don't believe me.
Who's ever been sad eating a taco? So to kind of give you perspective, this isn't your normal fitness channel. Chris and I, we're like mid to late 40s. We have a 25-year-old daughter.
47.
48.
About to be 49.
About to be 47. Shut up. Okay, so we're not in our 20s. We're not in our 30s. We're in our 40s. And you know what? We're reclaiming our health. Chris is type 2 diabetic. I'm overcoming some previous injuries I've had. And we want to live a fit and healthy life. Yep. So we created Venturesome Fitness. This is our garage gym, and let's give them a tour.
We're starting on the floor because this is the foundation. What are we on?
So we went to Tractor Supply and we bought their 4 foot by 6 foot, 3/4 inch horse stall mats.
That's right, horse stall mats. So these are actually really great, but there's nothing really to them. They just lay over the concrete and they work really, really well. So wanted to start, that is our foundation for our gym. And we have what, 1, 2, 3?
We have 15.
What she said.
And they're very expensive. When we first bought these years ago, they were about $40, and now they're about $60.
Yeah, so, and they're heavy AF, by the way. If you do decide to do this as a garage gym floor, every single one of these 4x6s is 100 pounds. So that's 1,500 pounds just in rubber mats. Damn. But
they're really nice.
They are. So you want to start with the toys?
Let's start with the toys. So this is what started it all. So our Concept 2 row erg machine. We love this. We bought this secondhand in Alaska from one of our friends. And the only thing we've had to do besides oil the chain is we upgraded the monitor from a PM3 to a PM5. And then we were able to use the Bluetooth feature.
Yeah, that's really it. Other than that, it's still like 1990s DOS grayscale. But the Concept 2 brand equipment is ridiculously good quality. Like, we've had zero problems, and this thing is old. And all of our equipment is based on what type of workouts?
Yeah, so we do CrossFit workout, and now we're dipping our toes into high rocks, but we love the functional fitness. We love the cardio. We love lifting and yoga, yoga-ish, stretching.
I'm not a yogi, y'all. So high intensity interval training, CrossFit, whatever the hell you want to call it, F45, it's all the same thing. But the rower is one of them. Then we have the Concept 2 biker. So this is basically like a Peloton, but it's their version of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of spin. This is a spin type bike. We stuck with Concept 2 because they measure in the same thing that we're used to in our CrossFit classes, meters, calories.
Right,
those
and
type
maybe
of distance.
Peloton does that. We've just never had them.
But we stay consistent, and it has that road bike feel. You can adjust the seat up and down. The handlebars can go forward, back, and up and down. So we love it, and it stays consistent. The other Concept 2 machine we have is the Ski Erg.
So that's over here. So this is like a Nordic skier. Go ahead and turn it on. Same thing, PM5, grayscale, like straight up 1990s technology, but you know, same thing. We've had all this equipment for years. We've been building over time, and it has been flawless. Like zero maintenance other than, like you said, oiling the chain on the rower.
Now, the Concept 2 Ski Erg, you could mount it to the wall if you wanted to. Chris and I, we decided, because we move a lot, as you see, Air Force veteran, we move a lot. So we bought the platform from Concept 2, and we can just move it anywhere in the gym.
Yeah. Now let's go over here to the ash bikes or assault bikes. So the assault bikes, so you got two different versions here.
So this one's the Air Bike Elite. This is one of the other first machines we bought like years ago. I love this because it's bigger, it's beefier. I didn't want the classic, and I said, you know what, if this is something we're gonna own in our house, then I want the nicer machine with the bigger seat.
We don't ever want to pay the stupid tax on this and buy them more than once. So we went ahead and spent the money on the equipment because we want it to last a lifetime.
Now, so none of this is sponsored. We bought all of this. The other one, we'll talk about Chris in a minute, but we bought the Assault Fitness
Runner.
Runner, thank you. It's an Air Runner. Elite. This one's great. They had a holiday deal, and we knew that was going to come a few years ago. We bought that, and then Chris got his air bike for free with the purchase and shipping.
Yeah, which means they just upped the price of one. So, but the reason we have 2 assault bikes is we use the assault bikes every single day that we work out as part of our just like a full body warm up. It works really well. Other than that, there's no real difference. Martha's is way beefier, but by having 2, we don't have to adjust anything. And like I said, we were buying the runner anyway, so this one came with it.
A lot of times in our workouts when we do the interval training, we use the assault bike in there, so it's nice not having to adjust the seats.
Ignore the ghetto sticker that I'm working on over here. They destroyed this. They, meaning the movers, destroyed this, and so we've been working on it, trying to fix it. But this is the Air Runner, which I know you guys have seen at this point. Relatively expensive piece of equipment, but boy, it is awesome and miserable. So if you decide to do any kind of indoor runner, this one works really well, and it doesn't have any motors for the treads, which we talk about that a lot when we're running. So on this one, you're averaging about a 20% more effort when you run versus like going out and just running on the street because of the curvature, and you've got to actually move the treads. So again, Assault Fitness, high quality, Concept 2, high quality.
Yeah, and Chris touched lightly on this curvature. So that's actually better ergonomically for you when you're running. And especially for me, I've had 2 major ankle surgeries on my right ankle. So for me, this is a better for me to run on.
Yeah. Now let's go into the corner, since we've talked about most of our equipment here as far as like actual gym machines. These are just, we'll call them really big yoga mats, but basically we use them for all kinds of burpees and push-ups and things of that nature, just to put on the rubber mats. I get like a weird irritation on my knee if I do anything on these rubber mats with bare skin. So obviously I have some kind of like allergic reaction. So these are great. The big blue pads are called crash pads.
Why don't you bring them out?
So these are called crash pads, and we have 2 of them. They're basically high density foam. Our Rottweiler thought they were a great place to lay.
Yeah, we put them both together side by side, and she would lay on it like a big old doggy bed because she was the best gym puppy ever.
So what a crash pad is if you're doing like heavy barbell work and you got to be quiet because you live in an HOA like we do, or you got neighbors that complain. So you could drop the barbells on here, and 1, it dampens the sound, but 2, it also keeps it from like slamming on your cement. So if you're doing like jerks or cleans or anything and you need where to drop it, this is great.
Yeah, lay it down on its side so they can see how you have it set up. So it would lay on the side like that. Chris would turn whichever way.
It's dense.
Yeah.
And Martha also uses, double stacks them and uses to do step overs depending on what's going on because of her recovering on her ankles.
Yeah.
But those are a nice thing to have. These we just bought off of Amazon. These we bought off of Rogue
Fitness.
Rogue Fitness. This is another version of a rack. You use this for basically just back squats.
Back squats, front. So that's my rack. So they're lighter weight. And there's 2. It comes in obviously 2, so you can put your barbell across on them in different heights.
And then a little safety catch.
Yeah, I could use it for bench press, but honestly, Chris and I, we choose to do our bench press over in our Rogue rack. And the reason why is because we spot each other, and that's a lot more safe.
And this is a Rogue Monster Light, so it's a freestanding rack. The safety spotters are way bigger on these. The J-hooks, which is what the barbell's on, are way nicer. And everything's fully adjustable, and we have this thing built out pretty well for us. The biggest thing for the Rogue is just the quality. We buy it once, we never have to worry about it. It does work. It has a pull-up bar on top, and then the only thing we added to this that doesn't come from like a factory standpoint from Rogue is the pedestals on the back right here. So
yeah.
These hold our weights, which is wonderful. So when I'm doing pull-ups, or we're doing pull-ups, or if I'm doing anything
it gives them a counterbalance for weight.
Yeah, we do like a lot of kipping, so you're swinging. So it keeps things from moving around because we got several hundreds of pounds of weight there. And then we hung gymnastic rings off of the pull-up bar, and we just put those to the side when we're not using them.
Yeah, and the gymnastic rings, we use them for what we call ring rows. So we have the weight on the back to counterbalance us. So we don't ever have to worry about this rack ever tipping over.
Yeah.
And then on the back of the rack, we added these little, I don't know what you call them.
Weight holders.
Yeah, little weight holders. So we have 2.5 pounds, we have 5 pounds, and then there's 2 sets here and 2 on the other. So they're fractional plates. So we have
It's like
quarter, half, 3/4, and 1 pound weights.
Yeah. This is crossover symmetry. And we've got this set up so that we can use the crossover symmetry. This is great for activation and working on some of your small muscles. You have the top, and then we also have it on the bottom. So depending on what you're doing, you know, you could do your workouts with the crossover symmetry. So this is a nice little attachment that we don't keep on here all the time, but the Rogue rack being as well built as it is, we can add all these attachments and utilize it or throw it on the ground.
Because why not, right?
More
Now,
fun though.
crossover symmetry is really neat and it has its functions, but they also came out with a chart. So they have a couple different charts, so one on one side and on the other side, and they tell you which ones to use, what weight, which is colored. The different colors is a different weight, and how to use it.
Yeah, we like the crossover symmetry quite a bit. Let's go back to here. So these, again, was a secondhand. We bought these off of Facebook Marketplace in Alaska.
In Alaska, yeah.
So these are 70-pound adjustable, what brand are they?
Power blocks.
So we got the stand and the 2 70-pound dumbbells. They're great for us. We used to have like a set from what, 15 to 50 or something like that with all the different dumbbells. And it ended up being just a pain. It was
in 5-pound increments, so it was a lot.
Yeah. So we got these off Facebook Marketplace. And then years ago, we had a different rack. And we bought a kit from, again, Faster. So they had a complete CrossFit kit.
Yeah, they had a whole competition rack. Both of you and I could work out on using it. It was huge. It took up one stall of the garage, basically.
Yeah, it took up the entire one side of a 2-car garage. It was too damn big, so we sold that.
So we bought a second kettlebell because there are a lot of times we do what's called farmer's carries, where you put one kettlebell on one side, hold one with one hand, hold with the other, and walk.
So the green ones are 53 pounds. The yellow ones are 35 pounds. Those are kind of what we call the RX weights, or prescribed weight from most CrossFit workouts, so that's why we have them. We also have the Nuobell. Nuobell.
Yeah.
Nuobell.
It's an overseas brand, but we bought it off Rogue Fitness. You want to put one up here on the bench?
Yeah. And these go from 5 to 50 pounds, and they just rotate. So whatever you want, you pick it up.
Now, we'll have to give Coop a shout out from Garage Gym Reviews, which is on YouTube, because we watch a lot of his content for gym equipment. He talks about the knurling when you hold on to it, so it gives you that grip like on the barbell. Yeah. And then
they've been pretty good. We did have to fix one of them. We had one of the 5 pounds break. The good thing is the customer service was incredible.
Yeah, I reached out to Nobel on Instagram, and they gave me the link to where you can buy spare parts, and I thought that was fantastic. And it was quick, easy shipping. It didn't cost that much, and it's been great.
I don't remember exactly how much these cost, but I do remember they're freaking expensive.
Yeah, they were, and we bought that in 2021.
Yeah, so 5 years, and we've probably spent $30 to fix them in 5 years. So
and we had a garage gym in a toy hauler, fifth wheel.
Yep.
In our RV. A whiteboard, that is a must. We have so many different whiteboards.
We use them because you're writing down what we're doing for the workouts. We dry erase them and done with them through the end of the day. So
yeah, I color code a lot. So if you followed our workouts, I use a lot of colors. It helps in the moment when you're working out. And then we just upgraded
to the big one.
To the big board.
And I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, why don't you mount them on the walls? This is a rental. We're not going to put a bunch of stuff on the walls. The things that are up here were already here, so we're just making do with what we have.
But not only that, I actually like the whiteboards not mounted, because we could be doing different stuff in the gym, and then Chris needs to see something one way, and I'm looking at a different way when we're working out, so it's very helpful.
These are nice to have. The gloves are from Rock Tape. Again, there's nothing in this gym that was given to us. We bought everything, but we have his and hers Rock Tape gloves. Where this really comes out wonderful for us is on the sandbags. So the sandbags, depending on what you're doing on your workouts, will tear your hands up. So using the gloves is nice when you're using the sandbags.
And we have 35 pounds, 40, 55, and 70. And we bought these at Wadapalooza in 2022, I believe.
Yeah. And then we have a bunch of stuff. We'll save you the headache on going through all of it. But we have rock guards. So these were mine, or are mine. I use these a lot more in the CrossFit gyms. These are for rope climbs because otherwise I was just destroying my shins.
Yes.
And then depending on what we're doing for workouts, I have knee sleeves. A lot of times if I'm doing very heavy lifting, I'll wear the knee sleeves and, like I said, rope climb for this. And then we got all kinds of different wraps and braces. These are great. So gymnastic straps or bands, whatever you want to call them. I use them for, here, let's go over here.
You put them on like a wrist wrap and then...
Yeah. And so when you're doing this, you don't rip your calluses open. So
no,
it's nice to have.
Those, the strongmen, they use them when they're lifting those heavy weights up doing like deadlifts. Right. Chris uses them a lot for when he's doing pull-ups on the bar, which we bought the bar separate because with this Rogue Monster light rack, it came with a black pull-up bar, which is right there. We kept it because sometimes that's a great way to use for warming up because it's lightweight, but it's also the same width as like a barbell. But we bought pink because, yes, it matches my barbell.
And that's a Rogue Bella bar?
Yeah, it's a Rogue Bella bar, and I got it in pink. Chris has a black barbell, and his is from Again Faster when we had bought that other
kit. Yeah, so the same one that we've had for multiple years. So this is part of our crossover symmetry. This is a pretty cool little addition. We took this when we were RVing all the time. Yeah. It's made to go over doors, so you can either put it in a house door, a car door, or whatever, and so you can use the crossover symmetry anywhere without having an actual mount.
Yeah, and the other piece we got from Crossover Symmetry, because we bought that at the CrossFit Games in 2023. So this hip core, this one you put around your knees and you just kind of walk side to side.
It's good. Yeah, it's for activation. So these are called VersaLifts. We don't use them as much, but they're really good. They're wedges that go in your CrossFit shoes or your any kind of flat fitness shoe. And when you're doing lifting like back squats, front squats, you can do this. Snatches, jerks, stuff like that. You wouldn't want to do it on deadlifts. You want to stay pretty flat.
These are great to have because if you're traveling on a trip and you're going on a plane, you could just throw them in and turn your regular shoes into lifting shoes.
Yeah, we have lifters, which we'll get to our shoes in a minute. But we have a lot of these little accessories that you don't use all the time, but it's really nice to have. Martha's got some of these. You can tell these Mavas have been around forever. Same thing.
Yeah, I have those ones, but now I have the Bear Complex ones,
right here,
like Chris has. The ones where I would put over the pull-up bar and not destroy my hands.
Yep. All right.
So, of course, we have a gym clock, and it runs by I use the app, but we also have a remote control.
Yeah, so it's just a 12-volt clock that we got on Amazon, nothing special. Yeah. We had one that came with the Again Faster, which we actually liked better.
Yeah.
But you can't buy the clock separate. You got to buy like a freaking $10,000 gym kit. And I'm like, yeah, no, we can get this pretty cheap.
And we tried going to the manufacturer, but they only sell with the companies to throw into their kits.
Yeah. All right, we'll go up top now?
Yeah. So up top, we have these little foam squares. We bought these at Costco. They're nice because...
interlocking.
Yeah, interlocking. We throw them down for other little things. I like when we have to do burpees over a box and Chris needs both the yoga mats. I'll use those. Those are fine.
Yeah.
Because he has that irritation on his knee.
We call them puzzle pieces. And then you'll see we have a lot of different types of stuff. And if you haven't seen our recovery video, go check that out. We go through this really in depth with the recovery video.
And I'll link that video at the end.
And then this... just a nothing special belt. I use this mainly for deadlifts because that's the only time that I get heavy enough weight-wise that I feel like, oh boy, I need to watch myself. So both Martha and I each have one. Hers is right here and it's pink.
Of course it's pink.
Of course it's pink.
Now we have ab mats. So we have two different kinds besides, a set being pink and a set being black.
Yeah, so we ended up with 4.
So we had... 2 in the garage gym and then 2 in the RV.
Yeah.
So we have each of these. So we have a black one just like this, and then we have a black one just like this one here. So this, you sit on the pad that's hanging, that's flapping, and so it doesn't move.
And they make it really simple. Those are the types of movements that you can do with this. This is really good for keeping the curvature of your spine when you're doing sit-ups. One of the things about crunches or sit-ups is it can be hard on your back, so that's where this is good for. And like you said, we had this one is the one we took in the RV because This one will run away from you.
Yeah, it could.
When you're doing sit-ups, it runs. So I'll let you talk about this one. This is the best gym equipment ever.
Yes. Keep it sanitary. We were sanitary before it was cool. And then there's black duct tape because I accidentally dropped it. And I was afraid spiders or bugs will crawl in there, so I taped it. Now we have 3 different weighted wall balls. So we have 10 pounds, 14, and 20. So
these are medicine balls. We call them wall balls because that's the movement that we actually utilize.
So true. Watch out for the poker chips.
I'm watching.
So the 10 pounds and the 14 pounds are mine. And then Chris will use my 14-pound ball for warm-up. And then he uses the 20-pound. Yeah,
this is something we love. You just got a new kit of this because we had cheap plastic ones before.
Yeah, so poker chips are great for counting rounds. That way you don't forget. And I like that there's different colors on purpose.
Right.
Because that way you don't lose track. All right, these ropes we bought through RPM and we bought it at Wadapalooza. They actually fitted us for the right height of the rope or the length of the rope. So this one's mine, this one's Chris's, and they're speed ropes. So there's different kinds of jump ropes. A lot of CrossFit classes use the speed rope, so that's really great.
They do what's called double unders, which means the rope crosses under your feet 2 times per jump.
Yeah, double unders, and they still do single unders. So it's good for single and double, and they go really fast, but when you hit yourself, ouch.
They whip the shnikes out of you.
Yes, they do.
And this is our OG one.
Yeah, so this one's a RX Smart Gear. So this one's a little thicker, but it's still great. Like, you can still jump with it.
If somebody was going to work out with us, they could use this rope and be fine. So it's a little bit of a slower rope, which is great when you're learning.
Yes, or if you just want different kind of stimulus on there.
Yeah, there is a heavy rope that a lot of CrossFit uses. We don't have any of the heavy ropes.
No, we don't. Let's see, anything else over here? So we do have different colored bands. We're actually down.
Resistance bands?
Resistant bands. So these ones are a lot for like when you're warming up or cooling down, stretching.
And you can also hang those from your pull-up bar to assist you in doing pull-ups.
So PVC pipes in the gym class, they use a lot of these, and it's to warm up your movements before you actually get onto the barbell and then add weight. It's a great way to stretch out, and we have 2 of them. And we just went to Home Depot or Lowe's or something and bought it. This is a cool little tool that we picked up at the hardware store. So this one actually counts the feet.
Right, so it's like a little surveyor's wheel, but it extends out. Yeah. And a lot of times when we were working out in places we don't know the distances, like when we're at RV parks, we'll roll it out with that and then...
Because a lot of times it'll say, hey, you got to run 400 meters or 800 meters, and we'll convert the meters to feet and then roll it out that way. It's a really helpful tool. And then once we have the measurements down, then sometimes we'll tape it down.
Yeah. What's the little red cowbell for?
So it says Trek, and it also says CrossFit Games 2023. So for us here in the gym, when you hit a PR, which is your personal best, personal record, you ring the bell or cheer someone on.
Right. It's just a noisemaker. It's a thing that we carried over from when we were in the CrossFit gyms.
Yeah, and we actually have 2. Okay, I can't believe Chris missed this one. Cones. So this will go hand in hand. So we'll measure out the distance, place a cone. Measure out the distance, place the cone. These are great to have, and you don't need tape anymore because that goos up the floor.
Another little cheapy Amazon.
Yeah, just a lot of this stuff we got either strictly from the manufacturer or at a CrossFit event or Amazon, or Played Again Sports.
Yeah, we bought a lot of our gym equipment secondhand and used because honestly, the stuff's expensive. And that's why, like, if you look at the bumper plates, the green ones, you want to tell them the history of the green duct tape?
Oh, yeah. So when Chris and I bought the competition rack, it came with everything, a full gym in the box, basically. But the green ones and the ones on the very bottom, we bought off Facebook Marketplace. The green ones are 25 pounds, and that's by Rogue. And the bottom ones, they're 45 pounds. That was a great addition because when Chris and I do deadlifts, we don't want to have to wait for, I'm like, hey, are you done with the weight yet? So it's a great way for us to keep our fitness up.
You want to talk about the rack right behind your foot?
Oh, this is a great thing. Where do we buy this? Like Amazon?
Amazon.
So it holds 2 barbells, holds a lot of our weight.
Yeah. And these are all rubberized bumper plates.
Yeah, and then on the far right, there's a handle back there. So if you need to move it around, you could.
It's a nice storage for basically one set of 25s, and the rest are all 10s and 15s. For those of you that do like Olympic lifting, you're probably looking at these and going, oh, those are 45s. No, the rubberized ones are much larger for lighter weights. So the largest we have right there on the back is 45s. And then these, like I said, 25s and 10s and 15s.
And then we have one set of 35s, which I love for deadlifting, so that's mine.
And then what's the little white box down there that says Venturesome Couple? Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and on the line and the Twitter and everywhere.
So for me, I'll step up on there and then I can reach the pull-up bar.
We call it our high horse, y'all.
It is my high horse. So we also got a bench. This one's really cool because underneath we can actually fold the legs down and store it away when we're not using it.
Another little cheapy Amazon find. I think it's rated to 1,000 pounds. If I try to do 1,000 pounds of anything, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, and we haven't had any issues with this. We had used this in our RV garage gym, and it's been fantastic. Most of the time we do have it put away, but it works great.
And big black box does again faster.
Yeah, so we have a soft box and we have a hard box, and we love this one. We bought this at Wadapalooza 2019.
I think so. With the same time
21?
we bought the sandbags.
Oh, 2021 or 22. Anyway, but this one's great because it has the rounded edges. If you've ever been in a CrossFit gym and you've jumped on a box, you may eat your shins. So this actually minimizes you getting hurt. And this goes from 20 inches to 24 to 30, depending which way you lay it. The soft box is great for me, especially after ankle recovery. And then every now and then it just kind of acts up. So we have both options, wood, soft.
Let's talk about the fetish that every CrossFitter seems to have. Walk us through this, Mrs. Peters.
Okay.
Explain the different types of shoes. The bottom row is yours. Mine are identical. They're just different brands.
Okay, so what we have here, Chris has running shoes. He actually has a couple different pairs. And then CrossFit Nano shoes.
So those are Reebok Nanos.
Yes, Reebok Nanos.
Those are lifters. These
are Adidas lifters. These ones are Chris's. And then these we've added on because we don't want to tie our laces sometimes. I was notorious for that in the gym class. I'm like, the clock's going and I'm like, I got to tie my shoe. But really I was taking a rest break. So Chris fixed that problem for me. So these are matchy-matchy.
Yeah, I was going to say start to the right.
And then, so these are Innovate. These are my lifters. One of our previous gym coaches recommended that.
She had one of her little thingies break, so that's why one's black and one's pink.
Yes. And then I got Nobel runners, Nike runners. And then these ones are my absolute favorite. These are limited edition Wonder Woman. These are Nano X.
So she bought those a while ago. And what are those little floral yellow ones?
My second favorite. I use these actually a lot more because
Those are Nike Metcons.
Yeah, these are Metcon 4s. I love them. I need to upgrade them soon. But there's a purpose for having all these different kinds because certain lifts you want more of a flat shoe versus like a runner where it has a higher heel. The lifters have their purpose because they are they set up your foot correctly for lifting.
So the lifters have very rigid soles. If you want to show the bottom of them, they're hard plastic. Lifters have very rigid soles. So you could tell that by where it's right there, everything's hard plastic and they're designed, as you said, to make sure that everything stays in the proper position. And it gets a little complex on as far as the lifters go because some movements you don't want lifters. You want to be flat like a deadlift.
Yeah, deadlift. Or like you don't want to wear these when you're on the assault bike. You don't want to wear these when you're doing burpees. I mean, I will change mid-workout depending on what the workout is.
Most of the time, we utilize 3 shoes, not all in one workout though. We'll have a runner depending on what we're doing. We'll have just a cross trainer like our Metcons or our Nanos, and then we have a lifter. But again, all you need is just one comfortable pair of shoes and you're good.
For the most part.
But if you get like, you know, you start going in classes, you'll realize that it's nice to have all the different types of shoes. So what is that BAF?
Okay, so we have 2 gym fans. We started out with one, and then we bought a second one. We have the, let me roll it over here. So
the bright yeller. We should have had a position. We failed you.
Hey, this is real life. So we have 2 fans, and it's great because we can position it in a way if we want air to come in or air to go out, or just one on one end, one on the other, so we can have a really nice airflow.
The DeWalt we got at Costco, the black one came from Amazon.
Amazon, and actually this puts out some serious wind.
Yeah.
And then of course we put our original logo sticker in there. We originally started out with Venturesome Couple, and then we put a kettlebell in the O for some.
Right, that's the OG one, and nobody could figure it out. They're like, what's Venturesome Couple?
And we're like, we went too witty on this.
Too cutie.
Too cutie.
And you forgot one other yellow thing over there.
Oh, we have one more fan. Let me show you that real quick, and I'll walk over there.
Oh, yeah. This one is wonderful. I'll go over here so you can see why.
This one's a must. This is just a regular little Walmart fan. And it has,
cheapie.
Yep, 3 speeds, and we just have it here pointing to you. So when you're running, you're going to need some air.
Yeah. And then the black and yellow, this is something that is, we don't like cleaning the gym. So this thing works great.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Right there. I can see you.
So it's just a leaf blower. We have like 2 different leaf blowers. So we'll start from the back forward. Sometimes we get like dust or bugs or whatever, but it's a great way to keep the gym clean, especially if we're going to be doing burpees or anything on the ground.
Lots of chalk dust, which you didn't show the white bucket. Why don't you go to that?
Okay. So after many gym sessions, I actually keep the chalk in a plastic bag, and then we have a tennis ball that we got from our sweet Cali girl, which she was not happy about, but we use that. We'll open the bag, grab the tennis ball, get some chalk on, and then close it. The reason why it's in a plastic bag is
the leaf blower.
Chris doesn't look for the chalk bucket and then white dust everywhere.
Well, what happened was there was a little bit of a dust explosion.
It's gym confetti.
It was. It was glitter.
Okay, so the bumper plates. So I got these clips off Rogue. So these ones are mine.
They're just plastic, right?
Mine are just plastic.
Mine are aluminum. So I got this from a competition. Let's see.
CrossFit competition.
In 2018. Jesus.
Yeah, first place.
Look at that.
Hey.
Not bad, but now, just so we're going to put this out there to keep it real with y'all, this was a scaled competition for us mere mortals. But yes, I was first place, but this was one of the things that came in the prize pack. But they're just aluminum. That holds the weights on the end of the barbell. So they just slide on here.
Now, something else, this is more behind the scenes, but I actually went onto Amazon and they were like 10 bucks. So these are magnetic. So I can place these and move them ever which way. And
Can you explain what these are? Because nobody understands what they're looking at.
Oh, my apologies, everyone. These are cell phone holders. So we put our cell phone in there, and whichever way we want, vertical or horizontal. So for the time lapse, I'll have the phone horizontal so you can see our full workout. Now, most important question, do you want to see Chris and I do our workout in real time? Or do you like the time lapse? Let us know down below in the comments, because we're kind of having a debate on that.
So there's one thing you have completely forgot, and it is the most important thing you could ever have in a good gym.
Music.
Audio.
Audio.
Gotta have the volume. So this here, come on, show up. Show me.
You're the audio file head.
Yeah, I'm the audio nut. So this is a Bluetooth battery-powered Ion. We got it at Costco. This thing rocks out. It's got a speaker here, speaker there, subwoofer here, speaker here, connects to your phone, and then has USB-A on both sides. But this gives us plenty of power. So it goes up to like 50 on the volume. If we go over 15, we're going to piss off the whole neighborhood. But what I like about it is, well, I know this is something Martha likes about it. Pretty colors.
And you can hit the little light.
Yeah, but it actually has an amplifier built into it. So from a music standpoint, very inexpensive. I think we only paid like $100 for it, and got it at Costco quite a few years ago.
Yeah, we did, and when we bought it, we waited for the sale. So having a garage gym is expensive, but we try to utilize sales when we can. All right, so decoration-wise, we have our Mayhem athlete flag. We proudly put it up in our gym. We bought this at the CrossFit Games in 2023. We love their programming. We pay for it. We've met a lot of the folks at Mayhem Athlete, CrossFit Mayhem. And of course, we have an American flag in here because America. Right. And then we saw this at a CrossFit competition or something, and it says nobody owes you shit. It has something else on there too, but
it's their brand.
It's their brand. We folded it just because it fits better this way.
It's not sponsored. We bought it, but we do like it. All right. So now we're going to go to the flag up here, which is slightly lower than the American flag. So just in case y'all purists out there want to know.
Depending on the angle, so it is lower than the American flag.
But that is the Air Force flag because I am a proud Air Force veteran. I'm medically retired. So come across here. Couple things that, we just like to have. This is our original logo.
That's our original Venturesome Couple logo.
Mine is just changing the O.
Yeah, and then we have a barbell in there because when we started out RVing, we had a garage gym in our toy hauler.
What's that?
Watt on the Waves. So back in 2019, Chris and we went on the first Watt on the Waves cruise with like all these amazing
Greek gods of CrossFitters.
The CrossFit elites.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, COVID caused the Watt on the Waves 2 not to happen, but we were able to go on the first one that's signed by Rich Froning. I have a tank top that all the elites signed.
We got to get that mounted.
Yes.
You want to come over here and talk about that? Because you're very proud of that one. You earned it. He's like, why do we have Simba on the wall?
And it's Hakuna Matata 10 miler. So Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend. A couple years ago, Chris and we trained really hard for over 6 months to run 10 miles. Neither one of us have done that in a single setting. We finished and we beat the balloon ladies. So we have that video if you want to watch that. This one, Noble, sorry. I'm thinking of the dumbbells. Sorry. Noble CrossFit Games 2023 campground. Chris and we actually got to camp at the CrossFit Games. They had a campground there. Mayhem Athletes sponsored it that year, and that was so much fun. It was during Chris's birthday, and even Rich Froning was standing there singing happy birthday to Chris.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Christina. Happy birthday to you.
And we made friends with some of the employees that were working
from CrossFit Maine.
And so they saved the sign for us. And
you cannot buy that sign. That sign was just for the event. They weren't selling it, and we got one. Thank you, Mary.
Right.
And then, of course, one of our other favorites that we follow is Josh Bridges. I
was going to say, I don't know if people know who he is, but he is a former Navy SEAL and also CrossFit Badass.
Yes. And he has his own YouTube channel. So he's all about pay the man. So you got to earn it. It's not given, it's earned. And we've done some of his workouts. We've met him. He was on Water the Waves. We got to see him a couple times. So really great guy. And we love him. We're going to pay tribute. What is this orange flag for?
So this was for our baby girl. So Callie, our Rottweiler who passed. Oh, don't get sensitive. No crying, mama. Callie loved being a gym puppy, and she loved going anywhere we did. So this flag was actually on her bicycle stroller. So we would hook her up to our bikes and then take her for a ride, like a kid stroller, but for a Rottweiler. And so that flag is just a tribute to her. We donated her stroller to some of our friends that have another big dog. And so we kept the flag just as a memory because she loved being in the gym with us. And so it keeps a piece of her with us at all times. She was our gym puppy.
Yeah.
And so needless to say, it's still, she was a once in a lifetime dog, and we missed her.
She was our soul puppy. She was almost 9 years old and passed of cancer, and it's just been hard.
It has been. So that's our little tribute to her, and just reminds us when we're out here working out, just the good times we had with her. Yeah, so let us know what you think. This is our CrossFit gym, our High Rocks gym, our Killing Fatty gym.
Our functional fitness gym. I mean, we have a lot of this equipment, and we built up through the years. So we didn't get this overnight. So we're not rich.
No, and as you heard us say throughout this video, Facebook Marketplace, buying it secondhand from friends. You said played against sports.
Yeah.
Like, look at places like that because best time to do it, y'all, the end of January, beginning of February, because everybody wants to have that New Year's resolution, and that shit turns into a coat rack by February. You can get some deals.
And for Chris and I, we belong to different CrossFit gyms. Turn Again CrossFit Alaska in Anchorage, Alaska, with them for years. A couple of them in California and Florida.
We've been all over.
We know what equipment we like, so we got the rower first, then we got the assault bike, then we got the runner with the other one, and so we kept adding on because we know we would use it.
Yeah.
We know how to use it.
Yeah.
And
well, let me give a piece of advice. So if you're going to be starting out like, I got one thing that I want to get, and so that you can do versatile workouts, hands down, no question asked, before you even spend money on weights, I would recommend a rower.
Yes.
The Concept 2 rower is fantastic. We took that on the road with us full time when we were RVing full time, and it is a awesome full body workout. And that one piece of equipment can do everything you need. You could literally just torture yourself. CrossFit did a freaking marathon on that thing in one of the games.
Oh my gosh, yes, they did. Like 4 hours on there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to talk Chris into getting a padded seat for it. We actually put a padded seat on our bike erg.
Yeah, because this High Rock stuff, as we're adjusting, a little rough because we're sitting there for a long time.
Yeah, my foot's been a little bitchy, so I'm doing more of the bike erg than actually running, just until the inflammation and stuff go down. But this is a great way for me to keep up my cardio.
Yep. Let us know what you think. Leave some comments down below. If you have questions about gym equipment, anything you saw that we didn't cover, let us know. If you have a piece of equipment you think we should consider putting into our gym, we want to know.
I'm trying to talk Chris into getting us a sled because High Rocks, they have this sled in there, but it is a lot of money. So we have some trips coming up, and we'll see after, like later on this summer.
We'll see. It's like $600 for a sled, y'all.
If you think Chris should buy us a sled, let us know down below in the comments and be like, yes, Chris, buy the sled.
Great. Thank you for watching our video. Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Check out our other channel, Venturesome Couple.
Yep. Turn on the notification bell, as I love to call the shame bell.
Yeah, so you know when our videos drop.
And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I know we just said that, but it really does mean the world to us. And we're up to a whopping 80 subs. So this is our passion project. We want to continue to grow and bring you along with the adventure and hear your guys' story in the process. And
we're giving you real things, We're giving you updates on Chris's medical with the type 2 diabetes. Me, I'm premenopause, y'all. It's, life's different than when you're 20, 30 and never been fat ever. And, we've been skinny, we've been rocked, and, just life happens, and we're taking our health back. So if you're on a fitness journey, let us know down below so we can cheer you on too.
And what's the most important thing?
Give us a high five, subscribe, like, and enjoy every moment. And we hope you enjoyed our gym tour.